We've become professionals at being distracted, constantly checking our notifications, scrolling through social media, and switching endlessly between tasks. Well, today I'm going to share with you my top 3 productivity hacks so that you can make sure you stay focused to move your life forward. I'm your host, Daniel James, and as always, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. So my top 3 things that you can do to get that focus to remain productive are: number 1, creating a power list. Now, this power list is not my invention. This is from a gentleman called Andy Frisella, who you may or may not have heard of. He's a very successful entrepreneur, runs a very successful podcast, and also an incredibly successful businessman. And he talks about this power list as having 5 critical tasks that you are going to get done today. Now, this is not a to-do list, because a lot of you will have heard about to-do lists, but how many times do you just keep adding to that to-do list and it gets longer and longer and longer, and it never gets done? So the difference between a to-do list and a power list is 5 critical tasks that are going to move you, your life, and your business forward. So they're actionable steps that you can either take or not take. So a to-do list is things that, you can do, not do it. It's not really the end of the world. But these action steps are things that if you don't do, you will not move your business forward. It's a choice. Washing the dishes, doing your laundry, that is not something that needs to go on your power list because you're going to get it done anyway. Eating healthy, that right there is a critical task because that's a choice. Eating isn't. You're going to eat. But the choice of eating healthy or unhealthy, that right there could go on the critical task. So rather than having a simple to-do list, what are 5 critical things that you're going to get done today to move your life forward, either professionally, personally, or from like a business perspective? So it could be clear out your inbox. It could be contact whatever it is, the person, the vendor, the supplier, the contact. Email all of your contacts. Check in with all of your current clients. Whatever it is, it's a critical task that's going to move you, your life, your business forward. Now, some of these critical tasks may appear the same. So for example, if meditation is a critical task that's going to help you become the person you want to be, or reading 10 pages is going to help you become the person you want to be, that would stay on the critical task list for a few days. But when I work with business professionals, could be, for example, do your 5 to 10 outreach calls. It could be follow up with this certain person. It could be prospect on LinkedIn, whatever it is. That is a critical task. Because you can either do it or not do it. It's a choice, but by doing it, you move your business and or your life forward. But doing this helps create clarity and, more importantly, gives you some structure. Because sometimes we lose this procrastination of focus because we don't have structure. We kind of start something and then we think, but should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? But actually, by listing these critical tasks and then following the second point I'm covering in a second, it gives you a very clear structure and it helps you stay focused on essential tasks. So number 1, create a power list. Number 2, which ties nicely into this, once you've got your power list, do something that Brian Tracy called eating the frog. Now, Brian Tracy came up with this concept, eating the frog, because essentially it talks about taking your most challenging and important task and getting it done as soon as possible. Just like eating a frog. If you had to do it, just get it out of the way, just get it done. It's difficult, it's challenging, just get it done, get it out of the way so you can move on with the other things. It's the same with your power list. You've created these 5 critical tasks. The most challenging one, get it done first. Because what this does is it builds momentum. Because you have said you're going to do something that's challenging and difficult, you've knocked it out of the park straight away as soon as possible. And then that's going to build confidence. It's going to build confidence. And then over time, it's going to make the rest of your day appear easier because you've already done the hard thing. And momentum breeds momentum. Things that are in motion tend to stay in motion. Once something stops, it's hard to get it going again, just like a car. Once you get a car going, it's easier to push it. That's why you get a person pushing a car with one hand. Something in motion tends to stay in motion. So get the ball rolling as soon as possible. Eat that frog. And like I said, you combine this, eat the frog, with the power list, and it creates a very clear get it done mindset. I'm getting it done. I'm moving my life forward. I'm not leaving it up to chance. I'm listing out these 5 critical things. I know what I need to do, and I'm smashing out that most important one straight away. Now, if we're still going to have things that knock our focus and demand our attention, we're not going to get much done. And this is where the third point comes in. Turn off all notifications, except phone calls. If something's urgent, someone is going to call you. So phone calls are absolutely fine. But nowadays, it's not just on our phone. We can have WhatsApp and Instagram and all the social media platforms on our computer, on our laptop. So we can be busy doing something, and before we know it, we get a little ping of a text message, we get a notification pop up, whatever it is, a LinkedIn bleep. Turn off all your notifications, because you're going to set times throughout the day to clear that out. That's probably going to be on your critical task list, like to get back to all urgent emails. So you're going to get back to them anyway. If it's urgent, someone will call you. And when we're talking about this productivity, we're not talking about going for hours and hours and hours and hours. I'm going to give you a little bonus point, which I've just come up with after this one. We're talking about little spurts. So after you finish the one task, then go check your notifications. See if anything's important. Perfect. Then we go again. But turn off those distractions. Because these alerts that you get, that ping of a text message, that bleep on LinkedIn, the email notification, whatever it is, all this stuff, it drives dopamine. And when you get this hit of dopamine from the notifications, it makes it very hard to focus on that one task you're trying to get done in the moment. So turn off those notifications, and this will drastically improve your ability to concentrate for extended periods of time. Now, this is the fourth point that I wasn't going to talk about, but it kind of ties in nicely to this, and that's focus sprints. Rather than just sitting down and trying to do something for, I don't know, the next 2 or 3 hours, very, very unrealistic. And what's going to happen is you're going to find your productivity is just going to go down. Your energy and your drive is going to go down. So what you want to do is do focus sprints, where you basically work for an hour non-stop and then give yourself a 5 to 10 minute break. That could be where you check on your Instagram or your WhatsApp, or you get some food, you walk around, whatever it is, and then you go again. So it's an hour on, 10 minutes off, an hour on, 10 minutes off. And what this does is give you very clear parameters of when you're not going to be checking anything else, and gives you very clear parameters of, right, I'm going to go hard for this hour and then I can recharge. And then what happens is you can go for longer because you're not getting mentally exhausted, you're not getting fatigued, and actually being most productive. Because if you look at the research, you're most productive when you start a task and when you finish the task. So when you close down the amount of time you're doing a task, it actually means you're going to remain more productive at the start and at the end, and then you take a break and then you can go back to it again. So even if the task can take you 5 hours, chunk it into hour gaps, because you'll find you'll get a lot more productivity done. And buying yourself a little timer like this, something that's going to go on the side of your desk that just goes off in an hour, or set an alarm on your phone. Everyone has access to it. But do these little focus sprints and commit to that hour. No notifications. Get that task done, smash it out. And if you can complete the task within an hour, brilliant. Give yourself a bit of a longer break, reward yourself, but then go again. Make sure you stick to your times and don't just randomly go off all over the place. I hope you found this useful. If you think that somebody else that procrastinates and struggles with focus could benefit from this episode, don't forget to share it with a friend. And also, if you give us a massive thumbs up, that'd be amazing, because it massively helps the YouTube algorithm to get this information out there. Until next time, take it easy.